And we're ready for Robert Hight, and he's ready for a championship at the Auto Club of Southern California Finals. I'm Paul Page, Mike Dunn, Gary Gerald, John Kernan, Dave Reef. The last race of the season. Robert Hight has his first championship. Let's learn a little more about the California native.
Hi, my name is Robert Hight. I drive the Automobile Club of Southern California Ford Mustang funny car. When I have a day off, I like to spend it with my daughter and my wife. And then when they get tired of me, I like to go out and do a little trap shooting. Best racing memory is in 2005, my fourth race. I won the race in Houston. Beat Cruz Pedregon in the final, you know, a former world champ. And then I got doused with the Powerade. The best day ever. My favorite sport besides drag racing is baseball. I've been a lifelong Dodger fan, and last year, it was a dream come true. We got to run the Dodger car at the World Final, and Lasorda was the Grand Marshal. He came out, met us, got to watch and see what we do, and he spoke to my team. He's a great motivator. Just a great day all in all. My lifelong hero is John Force.
Well, if that's true, and I assume it is, he's going to have to face daughter Force here, at least be alongside as he tries to eclipse his lifetime hero and take him off the #1 position. Robert Hight is Team Force's third different champion. Ashley Force Hood, she's on the other side, the Indy champ. And if either one can eclipse a 4:06, they take John Force out of the #1 position, Dave Reef.
And Paul, who can forget when Robert Hight started? We knew this kid was going to be good. But how about his crew chief, Jimmy Prock, who in 1992 just missed winning a championship with Corey McLennan in Top Fuel. A great moment for his crew chief as well.
Ashley gets down with a 4:05, and Robert Hight a 4:06. Ashley Force Hood is now #1. Let's go to Dave Reef. He's got Jimmy Prock.
Jimmy, I thought you'd have a championship by now. I think in 1992 you did as well, but you rose from the ashes. How did this team do it?
Well, they hung in there, you know, like I said before. We struggled mightily, but, you know, they all hung in there. They didn't complain. They kept working, and they never gave up, and they're reaping the rewards for it right now.
Somewhere in this sprawling complex, there's a man, Tom Prock.
Yeah.
That's got to take even more meaning for you.
Yeah, it does. You know, I love my dad. He got me started in this when I was 11 years old, and I'm really glad he got to see this, and you know, he's probably more excited than I am, I believe.
Been in the pits all weekend long, cheering on his son, who has crew chiefed his way to his first funny car championship.
Isn't that great? Well, there is Robert Hight. They bring the car around the corner, and very shortly celebrations will begin. Look that way most of the time, don't you?
I'm scared, Paul.
So Robert Hight rolls in to the ceremonial area. The check is waiting, the Wally is waiting, and so is Gary Gerald.
Brilliant display, a burst of fire. That $500,000 check behind the car is Robert, who's been dreaming about this for a lifetime, has now achieved the Golden Wally. Tom Compton is standing here, and as soon as the safety gear is out of place, the Golden Wally will be presented to Robert Hight. Fighting emotion already as the champion's jacket goes on his shoulders. Here is the presentation of the Wally, and Robert, I want to take you back 2 months. Coming out of Indianapolis in the U.S. Nationals, when you barely squeaked your way into the countdown, did you ever dare even then dream that you might be in this position at this moment?
Never. You know, that's what makes this so much more special. But I'll tell you what, honestly, 15 years ago when I went to work for John, I never thought anything like this had happened. And I got to owe it all to him, because I took a chance on this kid from Northern California, hadn't driven anything but an F-150 truck. And he believed in me. He sold me to the sponsors, and it's unbelievable. But you know, the best advice he ever gave me was, hey, you got Jimmy Prock as your crew chief. Become his buddy, become his partner. live with him, deal with him, and that's the best thing I ever did, because Jimmy Prock is like my brother, and it's just like we're a great team and we can win more of these.
And I'm sure it's safe to say you believe now in the countdown of the championship, don't you?
Wouldn't trade it for nothing. Thank you.
Good job, Hight.
John Force and Tim Wilkerson are on the line as Robert hoists that gold Wally. Jimmy Prock looks on.